Yeah, it just worked today. That's about it. I thought the race started at 7, so that's why we're a little late getting started. Got a notification the race started. I was like, oh dear. We did just have our first caution of the race. 28 got around. My headset keeps cutting out. All right, we do have a replay already. So we do already have a quick replay posted by Xfinity. They are so fast with it. They get the replays posted very quickly. Compared to Arco, which didn't post much. Trucks also didn't post much. Yeah, if I'm watching on my TV, I just watch on the CW. I have an antenna that pulls it in. Looks great. Because the CW is not on my DirecTV package. But when I'm watching my computer, I watch it on ustvnow.com. It's like $3 to watch for 24 hours. Oof. I didn't see what you said, Denny Hamlin fan, about what you used to watch it. I don't know if that comment got filtered out or what. All right. These laps go fast. The TV app. Yeah, I've used it before in the past. It's a pretty delayed stream and usually not in the best resolution. I also don't have Hulu. Well, no, actually, that's a lie. I mean, I have Hulu. I don't have Hulu plus live TV. Hulu comes in my ESPN package. Good to see you, Jared. I had Hulu Plus Live TV years ago, but then I switched to YouTube TV when it became a thing. Or maybe I was with YouTube TV first. Then I switched to Hulu, and maybe when the prices evened out, went back to YouTube TV for years. I was with them for a long time. And then after they raised the price to $85 per month, I got rid of it. Now I'm with DirecTV on their sports package because it's cheaper than Hulu and YouTube TV and has pretty much all the channels I need. The only channel it doesn't have that I would like is local CBS and the CW. But I can pull both those in with antenna, so it's fine. Justin Allgaier out front, running good laps. He has the Xfinity fastest lap right now. Looking forward to tomorrow's Cup race. They tried to bring a softer right side tire, and it doesn't look like it's going to do anything. Justin Haley ran 75 laps and wasn't really struggling. So if the temperature of the track doesn't change how the tire degrades, it may be a bad race. I don't know if TV app doesn't work for you. You may want to check out Stream East or go to the CW's website and watch the battle cam. You won't get commentary, but you'll still get to see the race. It's not too bad. You're watching Colgate versus Syracuse and Colorado versus Houston. Yeah, you got the Multiview going. I like the idea of Multiview better than actually watching Multiview. If I had like a projector or a TV that took up half the wall, then I would be very okay with Multiview. Honestly, I would rather just have multiple TVs. Which this TV rolls around, the one I have it here, so I can roll it into my living room and watch two streams on TVs at the same time. Then I can put my MacBook in there too and have 3 streams going. That's the do-it-yourself Multiview. Connor Zilic has closed the gap. Justin Allgaier is fighting through lap traffic, but Connor Zilic is right on him. They say Streamy shut down, but that's not true. That's not true. There's already a replacement website for Stream East. I saw people watching Stream East last week. And they said it was better than ever, so it's still a thing. I'm not sure. I don't watch the illegal stream websites. I've just seen people talking about it on Twitter. They tried to shut it down, but it hasn't worked. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's still called Stream East, but I'm not sure what the extension is. Run a commercial right now. Halfway through stage 1. He may be a senior. I think this is his last year. Because he sat for 2 seasons behind Jaden Daniels. And then he also, I mean, he started all of last year. Now he's starting this year. So I believe this is his last year. Yes, this is his 5th and final season. I have no clue what Cyber Ghost is, so I can't tell you. If you're not paying money for it, the chances are it's not legal. Are you talking about the VPN? Not sure what that would offer you. I just searched it. I didn't see anything about it. But you can just, if you just need to see the race, you can go to the CW and you can watch the battle cam. They have an app. They have an app on TVs and they have a website. So if you do not have a way to see the CW, you can still watch the race. You just won't have commentary. Yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. You can't afford a bad race in these playoffs. Negative. That's my brother. We're doing pretty well today, Doodlebug. Good to see you. Syracuse is up 24-3. That's good. Good for them. They had a rough start to the year. Allegedly, they have a pretty good team. But I haven't really seen it yet. Yeah, I mean, at Bristol, if you get off track for any reason, flat tire, unscheduled pit stop, you're going to go several laps down. So this is pretty much a day ender for Sammy Smith. He'll be able to get back out on track, but probably not going to be competing for the win unless we just have 20 cautions. I've seen people racing the Sonoma Oval. Now guys just getting through lap traffic a little better, but I mean, they're facing some pretty tough resistance here. It's just hard to make a pass on the low side if the high side gets hooked up. Yes, the Sonoma Oval, it's run by doing the hairpin and then turning around the extra tire barriers on the opposite side. So it's kind of like a wider Martinsville. No way the right front would last very long. Sammy Smith still on pit road. I'm not really sure what they're doing there. They may just be calling it. The team seems a little confused right now. It was too tight, so they changed the layout overnight. That's pretty wild. Indiana's up 45-0. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I would figure most people would be out of school for the weekend. I don't know of many schools that operate on the weekends. Yeah, Sammy Smith going behind the wall. Not the race they needed. Two of his teammates running up front right now. Back under commercial here. Stage 1 rapidly winding down. We should see the conclusion to stage 1 just a handful of minutes. What lap times are we running? The leader just ran a 16.8. That's actually crazy. This tire must have more fall off than the truck did, because the trucks, even at their slowest, were still able to eke out 16.3s at times. So the Xfinity car, once again, you know, being the most racy. All right, I'll have to check that out. They're trying to make it dramatic about whether Allgaier can get up there and lap some playoff drivers. I don't think he will. Oh, goodness. Oh, we have a caution on. We have a caution. Corey Day around Stefan Parsons really into his front. And Parsons actually got the worst damage out of that. Yeah, tomorrow is the Saturday night race. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, Corey Day had a decent night last night, and even last week I thought he ran pretty well. But tonight, starting out spinning, he was running about mid-pack, so I mean, it wasn't a bad race for him. Houston just got a touchdown. It's 10-0. Ugh. Not really sure what Corey Day was going for there. Parsons just committed to his line. Not much he could really do there. So I don't think that'll get us to the stage end. So we may be... looking at a, 2-3 lap shootout to the finish. No replay currently. Well, our leader has come down pit road. Yeah, I don't think weather's going to be a factor in tonight or tomorrow's race. All right, Connor Zilic getting off of pit road first. I hope you're right, Jared. I hope you're right. Opening of LSU's conference play. And but Florida's coming off of a loss, so they're going to be playing tough tomorrow. My buddy is live right now on Twitch. And I guess YouTube probably as well. Probably also on Facebook and Kick. He's streaming some Battlefield. Did I watch the NC State game last night? I did not. I was watching the ARCA race and the truck race. And after that ended, I went to sleep for like an hour. And then I got back up and played some 2K. Now, my tires are just fine. Maybe a little old, but plenty of tread left. Sheldon Creed, speed penalty. That's rough. NC State won 34-24 against Wake Forest. Go a little local matchup there. All right, here we go. It might be better to have under caution, but it's bad to have period. Definitely not much of a silver lining there. The worry is if their lights are set up incorrectly, is she going to be at risk of speeding again later in the race? Just into the bottom. Not able to make it stick down there. I think Jesse Love's going to get this stage win. Oh, no, up the track. Allgaier to the lead. Oh, my goodness. I thought he was going to get it. That's tough. Allgaier takes stage one. How about that? How about that? So Allgaier first, Connor Zilic second, Harrison Burton third, Sam Mayer fourth, Jesse Love fifth, 6th, Eric Almirola. 7th, Ryan Sieg. 8th, Carson Quaffle. 9th, Taylor Gray. And 10th, William Sawalich. Good day for Ryan Sieg so far, but he's due for a wreck or a spin. Keep seeing a hair in my peripheral vision. I can't pinpoint it though. Let's see what Battlefield my buddy's playing. Oh, he's playing Battlefield 1. Nice. I would love to tune in, but we're live right now. We have our own stream going. Yeah, Syracuse is doing pretty well. I'll be right back, guys. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. No, I'm the one that went somewhere. All right, we are back. This is your reminder, guys. If you guys are members of the NASCAR Fan Rewards program, to go ahead and check in on your app. Make sure you get those points. I've already checked in on mine. Free points. You're able to redeem them for free merchandise, free race tickets, or some pretty cool experiences at the track. Pretty good deal overall. I hope Georgia beats Tennessee. No, I hope Georgia beats Alabama. Or whoever they're playing. Tennessee. I had it right the first time. I'm just thinking of Alabama. I hope they beat Alabama too later this year. I keep seeing this hair or piece of fuzz. I'm not sure what it is, and it's just bothering me so bad. Very distracting. So I'll go back to the lead. Jesse Love tried to stay out there. Didn't really work out for him there. He did get some stage points, but not as many as he was probably wanting. It looked like he was gonna hold the lead and get the stage win, but just didn't go his way. Little wedge adjustment there. Wonder how far back that's gonna set Jesse Love. No doubt he just lost a ton of positions. Yeah, Jesse Love currently scored 24th. Not great. Let's see what we have going on the NASCAR Twitters. See if we have a replay. We do have a replay of Jesse Love almost losing it, just four-wheel slide up the track. That is wild. Allegedly, he said he hit a patch of just tire buildup and lost it. But I mean, that is crazy. Because I mean, as of that moment when they go into the corner, I'm like, oh yeah, he's got it. He's gonna get the stage win. And it didn't work out for him. And now he's stuck back in traffic. So hopefully they made some adjustments in the car that'll let him get some passes. If he's, you know, hoping for a good finish. Here's a replay of the Corey Day incident. Pretty harmless spin until Stephon Parsons just drives it in there. And it wasn't his fault, but he definitely got the worst of it. Corey Day just has a little bit of left front damage right there along the nose. Right now, I think you scored the first car one lap down. So, be interesting to see if they're able to make any kind of speed after the front end damage. The WNBA playoffs are about to begin? Yeah. Caitlin Clark got injured at about the worst time she could have. Ended up missing the end of the season. What commercial is this they're playing right now? The Aaliyah commercial, they're playing Dancing in the Moonlight in the background. If you guys don't know the story behind that song, don't look it up. It's very bad. It's permanently altered what I think of when I hear that song. I immediately think of the terrible backstory and not the actual song. All right, Allgaier going to the outside. Connor Zilic on the inside. Keeping track of what? Just the live leaderboard? Because they do have a live leaderboard on their app. But you can also join the NASCAR Fan Rewards program and earn free merchandise, you know, free autograph stuff, free race tickets. If you're, you know, already tuning into the NASCAR races, you might as well be a member of Fan Rewards. It's a good deal. I actually bought this hat with a gift card I got from the Fan Rewards program. So NASCAR basically gave this hat to me for free. It is free. The app is free and joining the Fan Rewards is free. Ooh, Connor Zilic almost around. He's going to lose a couple positions here possibly. Almirola not able to close in there. Crazy. So Zilic holds on to third for now. All right, Sam Mayer to P1, Connor Zilic P2, Allgaier back to P3 for now. So what is going on with Allgaier's car? I wonder if they made a tire pressure adjustment or if they're just playing long run. Because he definitely doesn't have the speed he had in the first stage. Interesting. He's still staying with Zilic somewhat. Colgate beat Syracuse last in 1950. It's a long time ago. Doesn't sound like they're going to start by doing it tonight. Most of the traffic is single filed out. Couple battles on the track. Corey Day back in 29th. Still the first car one lap down. Syracuse just scored its 38-3 now. That's rough. That is rough. All right, pretty clean so far in stage 2. Sam Mayer about 4/10 ahead. It's holding pretty stable. I just watch those intervals to see who's making progress. The race is at Bristol. The world's fastest half mile. All right, Allgaier's closed back in. Be interesting to see how Sam Mayer gets through the lap traffic. That really does decide a huge part of the race, is how you make it through these slower cars. Good race for Sam Mayer so far. Connor's still holding relatively close. It'll be interesting to see if Sam Mayer's car is just set up for the short run or if he can manage. We still have over 50 laps remaining in stage 2. Jesse Love, I think he started back around 24th, and he's only made his way back up to 20th. So Jesse Love not making a ton of ground up after staying out stage 1. All right, right now, Sam Mayer leading our points. He would lock himself in. That's why he's showing as the leader. Connor Zilch with a huge advantage over the cut line. Connor's probably safe to the next round. All right. Sam Mayer, he's built the gap a little bit more. It was down to 3/10. Now it's back up to 4/10. So under commercial right now, side by side. My dad loves that Keselowski cutting stuff in half commercial. Michael said Connor possibly pointed his way into the round of 8. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. He definitely deserves it with how many wins he's gotten this year. How well he's ran at all different types of tracks. Crazy stuff. So Allgaier already a second back, over a second back now. Still just staying with him. But Allgaier has fallen back for sure. So whatever the change they made on pit road was not the right move. Maybe the track has cooled off a little bit. I mean, something has upset Allgaier's car. Mayer just lost a ton of time in this lap traffic. 2/10. Allgaier was able to make up 3/10. Gotta watch this lap traffic. I'll be right back, guys. All right. The battle for the lead is definitely tightened up through this battle of getting through lap traffic. My dog's food just got delivered, so I had to go pick that up. Allgaier still has our fastest lap. Jesse Love only back up to 19th. Just not a good day for the RCR cars. Hill's running back in 18th currently. "30 laps to go in stage 2. Top 3 under a blanket. They have 2 non-playoff cars. Then Carson Quaffle. Allgaier looks like he's slowly closing back in. Allgaier traditionally is a long run guy, being the veteran of the series. He definitely does a better job managing his stuff later on. And these Xfinity cars definitely have a decent amount of fall off compared to our trucks last night and compared to the Cup cars. The Cup cars don't have a ton of fall off this week, even though that's what they were trying to get, and it didn't work out. Really close racing towards the front. Let's look through our lap traffic. Josh Williams down 2 laps. Leland Honeyman about to go a lap down. So they're about to lap up through 25th. Yes, I have the new ESPN app. I've done my TVs. I've done my PlayStation, even though I can't use it on there because I have the Elgato hooked up. But have it on my phone. That doesn't inspire me with confidence that the practice was on a hotter track. Because it's going to be cooler at night. So, I mean, I don't know. Unless it's just a weird compound. I don't know if it's going to wear very much. And I think it was Justin Haley ran a 75 lap run during his practice session and didn't really have that much fall off. So a little worried about tomorrow. All right, Sam Mayer still out front. Under 20 laps to go in stage 2. I enjoy that Xfinity commercial. I like the idea of Owen Wilson and what is his name? Matthew Vaughn hanging out. Is that his name? Matthew Vaughn's a filmmaker. What's the other guy's name? Vince Vaughn. That's right, Vince Vaughn. NASCAR Mobile. The NASCAR Mobile app. NASCAR Tracks is an app that you want if you're at the track. Otherwise, you don't really need it. That Batman State Farm commercial is so random because it came out right after the Super Bowl. So it seems like they just didn't get it done in time. Just a really weird high budget ad to make. All right, Ryan Sieg on pit road. They're taking 4 tires, so it seems like they're probably going to try to stay out at the end of the stage. But if no one else comes down, I mean, he's going to be down at least a lap. So, not good for Ryan Sieg. Connor Zilic closing in on Sam Mayer. This might turn into a battle in the last 10 laps. Connor Zilic on the bottom. Sam Mayer running that high side. It's hard to make a pass when you got to do it on your outside. Now Sam Mayer back to the low side, blocking. So you have Zilic running a higher groove this time around. I mean, it's a good little battle at the front. And they are about to hit a wasp's nest of lap traffic. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. So the lap traffic's probably going to play a huge factor in who wins stage 2. This is crazy. He's lucky DiBenedetto's making decent time up top, or he would have been stuck. All right, it looks like Sam Mayer is probably going to get clear this lap of this 2-wide traffic. Am I picking Clemson to lose? I didn't even know who Clemson's playing. I don't need them to lose. I need them to win for strength of schedule reasons. Just watching the battle cam. Yeah. I like the battle cam, though. All right. They were side by side. That was close. Zilic almost had it. Zilic is cutting him a break here. All right. He can move him out of the way. He didn't. Zilic to the lead temporarily. Coming back around to the stripe, Connor Zilic takes stage 2. Crazy. Wow. Sam Mayer dominated that stage. Zilic stole it from him right there at the end. Ooh, Clemson's playing Georgia Tech. That could be a hard one. Let me look at that. So right now, Clemson plus 3.5. Interesting. So only one person picking Georgia Tech. So pretty much everyone's picking Clemson according to CBS. Let's review the Xfinity Racing Twitter account. See if they posted anything new. No, nothing crazy posted, but we do have at the beginning of stage 2, Connor Zilic almost losing it. That is crazy. Just got loose on corner exit. Whew. See what people are saying on NASCAR Twitter while we're waiting on stage 3 to start. Clemson is playing tomorrow with Georgia Tech. I think I've read that already. Yeah. It's an interesting matchup. What time do they play? I'd like to keep an eye on that. $11? Okay, good. Good early morning matchup. I'm glad it didn't say 6:30. LSU's on at 6:30. The Cup race comes on right around that same time, so it's going to be tough. Colorado just scored 7-13 now. Mark Martin, 4 hours ago, just sitting here thinking about how I could get NASCAR to go to a full season points championship. Good luck, Mark. Good luck. AJ on the pole? How about that? What NASCAR looked like the last time AJ Allmendinger won the pole for a Cup race on an oval. Wow. That is a great looking Penske Dodge. Happy birthday, Ricky Rudd. How about that? Larson starting 5th, Hamlin 6th. Those two are going to be ones to watch for sure. Chase back in 16th, Bowman 15th. Not inspiring. SVG 28th. And Chase Briscoe, he must have had some issues. 31st. I would think Briscoe would do pretty well at Bristol, but I don't know, we'll see if he can move up through the field. All right. Let's see how stage 3 plays out. So Ryan Sieg, tough break for him. Tough break. I called this. I said he was having too good of a day, and it was about time for him to have an accident. or some kind of a problem. And there it is. There it is. All right. Our leaders on the pit road. Sam Mayer down. Connor Zillett, Justin Allgaier, Eric Almirola, all down. Carson Quaffle as well, I believe. Not really sure whether they're keeping an eye on Dean Thompson. Like, should be watching more of the contenders. All right, Justin's out. Sam Mayer is also out. So Zilch is going to get off first. Allgaier second. Sam Mayer third. Eric Almirola fourth. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. We still have to see how the tire is going to perform. It didn't have a ton of fall off in practice, so I'm not super optimistic about it. But you never know. Never know. And, Larson's starting 5th. Denny Hamlin's starting 6th. So that's pretty close. Those two have the 2 highest average finishes at Next Gen Bristol. So definitely have to keep your eye on the both of them. You 100% think so? If you're wrong, Denny, I'm not going to let you forget this. I don't know. I'm more of a wait and let's see how it plays out kind of guy. I hope it's a great race, but I'm going to be watching the LSU game. I hope that's a blowout. That way I can actually focus on the NASCAR race more. But most likely it's going to be a closer game. I don't think anybody minds. I don't think anybody does. Because, I know Doodlebug and a few other people that tune in often are Larson fans. So, they don't care too much about, Larson dominating the race. I think more people dislike Denny. Even though we do have a few Denny Hamlin fans. You being one of them. My buddy's also a Denny Hamlin fan. You might be right. I mean, you could be, but man, I hope it isn't a dominating race. I hope it's a tight battle throughout the night with a lot of tire fall off, but we'll see what ends up happening tomorrow evening. Under full screen commercial here. I guess since we're under caution. Let's go back to our NASCAR Xfinity page. Let's look at the move Zillage made to get by. LSU plays at 6:30 Central. Same time as the Cup race. So very close racing towards the front. And it was throughout the stage. But right there at the end, especially when they were making their way through the heaviest of the lap traffic, it closed up a lot. All about that. Bristol Myers squib. I don't think this lady can read. The one they have on TV. I have a hard time reading sometimes too, so I relate. You wish Battlecam had commentary? It would have to be separate commentary from the broadcast. Now, what you could do, Denny Hamlin fan, what you could do is just play the MRN broadcast. Through the NASCAR website or the NASCAR mobile app, you can play the radio broadcast. So you could do that, and then in a separate tab or on a separate device, you can have the battle cam pulled up. Best of both worlds. Because I prefer the radio call anyway. All right, here we go. Stage 3 racing. Will we see a ton of cautions? I do that sometimes with the LSU football games. If I don't like the commentary on the broadcast, I just turn on the radio call. They have more analytical breakdowns anyway. All right, Allgaier once again not having a great start. It's like his car just doesn't fire off. His car hasn't looked good, really good, since stage 1. Really weird. This is the longest stage, so if there's going to be one for Allgaier to capitalize on his long run speed, this is it. If we don't get a bunch of cautions here. So they're running 16.2s right now. So, I mean, just overall, they're running slower than the trucks were all night last night. The trucks were zooming around the track in comparison. Kind of crazy to me. Wonder what the cup pole speed was. He ran a 15.1? Good heavens. The next gen cars are a full second faster than the trucks and Xfinity. At least based on qualifying. That's something. The next gen car just has very high corner speeds compared to any prior Cup car, really. Outside of maybe the 550 package of the Gen 6. Yeah, this tire they have here for the Xfinity car is probably the best one they brought all weekend. The ARCA general tire that they have, it didn't really have a ton of like dynamic fall off. Like maybe it did, but the ARCA races just aren't competitive. You know, on any given day, there's like 3 cars that could win. The rest of them are 10 seconds off the pace. But the trucks, they didn't have a ton of fall off. A few tenths over the course of a long run, but nothing nasty. But this Xfinity car, they were already 2 tenths slower than they were towards the start of the stage. That's pretty impressive. We haven't seen any tire failures, though. That's a good thing. Zilich out to a 1.2 second advantage. 1.4 according to our leaderboard. Ours updates every 5 seconds, or should. Woo! Corey Day almost losing it again. Good heavens. Sam Mayer 1.4 seconds back around that distance. Allgaier an additional 2 seconds back. Yeah, Allgaier, his car's just gotten worse throughout the night. Crazy. I'm waiting to see if once the stage goes on, if it'll come back to him, but he's just not showing the same speed he had in stage 1. Almirola might get a little rough with him. It looks like Almirola is gonna press him for this position. Yep, he got it. He got it. Allgaier's car is off. Allgaier already 4 seconds back. That's tough. Unless they just really have this car set up for a long run, I think they need a caution. Make some adjustments of some sort, because this is not sustainable. He's stacking up the field behind him. Good heavens. Sheldon Creed into the back of Allgaier. Better watch out running these slow laps. Somebody's going to get tired and turn him. I move Allgaier back to 5th. Oh, we have a car around. Caution. This could, yeah. Commercials cause wrecks. I don't know how that's possible, but there's got to be some science behind it. And the 10 car around. That's Daniel Dye in the 10. It was on the battle cam. Yeah, they had it on side by side on the main broadcast, so we were still able to see the caution, but no commentary, obviously. We're just listening to Safe Light commercials. It's kind of crazy they didn't come back from commercial, because used to, if there was a caution on a commercial, a lot of times they would just cut right back in. Oh, hey, we're back. Caution. But it doesn't seem like they really care about this one. $88 to go. 88 out front. So this could be the caution some of these guys were looking for. I don't know what their fuel mileage is here, so it's hard to say if they need to pit. But for guys like Allgaier that were clearly falling off, maybe you take the gamble here and pit, even if it's not the best strategy. That car was upset. He was going to continue to fall through the field. Jones was already there. Really, anyone he was driving in front of, he was slowing down. Yep, Allgaier on pit road. 54 also on pit road. Does he have an issue? I think he's just coming down for adjustments because his car was off really bad. Yeah, wedge change there. Let's hope they made a big enough adjustment here. Yeah. Yeah, Texas World. It's really sad that one doesn't exist. There's this friend I had in Texas, and she went to school at A&M, and she always used to be like, "Oh yeah, Texas Motor Speedway is right down the road from me." She thought that was Texas Motor Speedway, but no, that was what was left of Texas World. Yeah, I've gone back and watched old races at the track. Seemed like a fun little course, but it didn't last long. They also took tires, so and it wasn't just a wedge change. And they may have also changed the tire pressures, you know, unless they announce on TV they made a tire pressure adjustment. It's hard to know because you can't just look at the tire and be like, oh yeah, that's 23.5 pounds. I can taste it. Yes, we are aware, Doodlebug. I had to correct her on that because she used to be like, oh yeah, you can come on out. We can go to the Texas race. And I was like, no. Dallas is hours away from where you are. And it's not in Dallas, but close enough. Fort Worth. The DFW metro area. I don't trust ESPN stats. I went through them with my buddy the other night, and some of the rankings they have under their FPI are just ridiculous. But throughout the year, they usually get more accurate because right now, or early in the season, they're just basing them off of whatever they think and not what's actually, what the team's capable of. Once they actually have more of a track record, the stats will get more accurate. At least that's what I think. Because I think last week they had Ole Miss's FPI at 4th. Nationally, 4th. And they barely beat Kentucky. So, how much can you trust the FPI? It can say LSU has a 99 chance to win until I see the triple zeros on the clock, fourth quarter. I just wait to see what happens. All right, Almirola to second, Zilich still in first. Samir's fallen back to fourth, and now back to fifth, right? They're dicing it up. Sheldon Creed trying to take that fourth position. Let's keep an eye on Allgaier to see if he can make it through the field clean. He's running in 15th currently. Right now, Sheldon Creed 1 point below the cut line. Nick Sanchez 1 point above the cut line. And then there's also Taylor Gray, Austin Hill, and Sammy Smith. JC Love up to 12th. Austin Hill just not having a good night. Some guy I follow on Twitter, he actually bet a lot of money on Austin Hill to win tonight and an RCR car to win tomorrow. And the odds were like 25,000 or something. It was like very unlikely for his parlay to hit, but he would have made a massive amount of money off of it. He's like, I just have a feeling about RCR this weekend. Well, he was wrong. He was very wrong. Austin Hill having a bad night. For his parlay to hit, Austin Hill would have had to have won this race. And tomorrow it would have been any RCR car to win. Allgaier up to 14th. Allgaier may have to move lines here to get past this 26. When that top line is dominant, it's just so hard to make a pass because you can't get to their outside. And if the bottom line, if your cars are not set up to run it, or if the PJ1 has started to fall off, you can't really make the time down there. All right, there we go. Move Allgaier up one more position. Not able to close the door on the 26, but he does have the position right now. Can he slot into position here? No, not able to clear up. So he may need to clear the 2 and the 26 here. Whew. All right, Allgaier back to the high side. 26 is trying to cross him over. Allgaier's job here is to keep the car clean. Almirola still 3/10 behind Zilich, so close at the front, but not really a threat to pass at the moment. But Almirola has tons of experience, so he should be decent at this long run. Should be decent at getting through lap traffic. So we'll see how that works out. Allgaier currently scored 12th. He's trying to make the pass on Jesse Love. Good rebound so far for Allgaier. If he had stayed out, he probably would have fallen back to 12th by now. That car was upset. All right, Almirola is keeping it very close. This car might be coming on here late in the running. Allgaier to the high side of Jesse Love. Kind of running a shallow diamond on the outside. Not all the way up the track like a lot of these guys. All right, there we go. Allgaier clear. So now he'll try to run down Brennan Poole in 11th. All right, Zilch has made up a little more ground. The gap is to about half a second here. That's the most it's been since the restart. It looks like we may be going to commercial here. All right. Going to commercial, 58 laps to go. Laps are quickly winding down. Barring a caution, we may see the end of this race in around 20 minutes from now. If not a little less. We're running 16.5 second laps, so we can fit 3.6 laps in per minute, maybe. So that this race is going to go by really quick without a caution. All right. Justin Allgaier able to get by Brennan Poole. So move Allgaier back up to 11th. Now he's going to try to run down William Sawalich. Just want to keep an eye on that. What's the gap between the two? It's only really 3/10 right now between the two. This game now, Colorado 14-16, Houston leads. So the person I was mentioning earlier, my friend, she originally went to Houston. She went to Houston for her undergrad and then transferred to A&M. So same person. So I bet they're excited about Houston leading. All right, I gotta look at this leaderboard directly. So Allgaier is closing in on William Sawalich, and Almirola is closing back in on Zillage. So doesn't really seem like he's fallen off too much. Allgaier is running pretty even times to the leader. Faster right now, actually. But Brennan Poole's running, decent laps. The lap times aren't too crazy throughout the field till you get to this last lap time, 43 seconds. Yeah. Don't think that's normal. All right, Almirola has really closed in. And we've seen it before. He has no problem getting into somebody. So Zillage better watch out. He's going to have a dog right behind him on his heels. Man, all this for an Almirola win, I would be pretty disappointed. Still a long way to go, but these laps are winding down pretty quickly. Right, Allgaier hasn't really been able to make up the ground. Oh, as I say that, the leaderboard updates, he makes the pass. Oh, they're back and forth. Okay. So Allgaier and Sawalich are trading positions, but Allgaier probably about to move into the top 10 here. I had to look at the leaderboard again. All right. Yeah, currently scored ahead of Sawalich, so he's cleared. And he has about half a second, a little over half a second behind. So he has some ground to make up on Harrison Burton. I'm not sure if he wants it to run long or if he wants some cautions here. I'm not sure how many people ahead of him would pit. Man, Almirola is right there. Now, how hard is Almirola running here? Is he just running standard laps? Is he giving it everything he has? Or is he saving for the end? We just have to see, because sometimes you'll see drivers try to make a push towards the leader and they end up using their stuff up. Yes, I can't see him either. Oh, wow. There's the caution. Cautions breed cautions. Are we going to see more after this? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Carson way around. Carson started the ARCA race, I believe. Is it that one or the truck race? I don't know. He's raced at Bristol before this weekend. That's the point. Creabity creatine gummies. How about that? How about that? So Connor out front right now, but Almirola was really close. So do they come down and pit? How many will come down and pit if they do? Because right now, this would be Allgaier's chance to stay out. But he is running 10th, so I mean, he could maybe come down and take right sides only and still gain some track position. Contact there. So Justin, they're saying he doesn't have any tires left. So Justin probably should stay out, but he could take scuffs. 2 staying out. All right. Almirola staying out for the lead. That might have been the play there. That might have been the play. There were only about 4/10 of fall off throughout that whole run. Let's see. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. I don't think that's a possibility due to her not being in the race. But also, I just don't think Natalie Decker would win anyway. Let's see if we have a replay on our Xfinity Twitter account. No update yet. So some different strategies here. The leader came down. Second place driver stays out. Almirola looked like he had a car that was coming on pretty strong, so Zelic will have to try to make his way through the field and get around Almirola. So yeah, rough day for Sammy Smith. Not finishing dead last, so tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna have USF versus Miami. If USF, South Florida, if they can win, that would be the craziest start to their year possible. ESPN gave them like a 2% chance to go 2-0 starting their year, and they have. So they're defying all expectations so far. Almirola high side, Mayer also the high side, Carson Quaffle on the inside, Allgaier on the inside as well. So Allgaier currently scored, I guess, 4th. He's inside on the second row, so not the greatest position for him, but he has moved up quite a bit. Allgaier needs to try to clear these guys before the guys on fresh tires can catch him. He doesn't have much of a buffer. There's only one car between him and Connor Zilic. Now, if Carson wants to send it off in the corner and just not turn, I would be okay with that. And there for a second, it looked like Almirola missed the restart. They are 3 wide in some parts of the field, really dicing it up. We might see another caution here. Allgaier might spin himself here. Whoa, who's fallen off here? Jesse Love coming to pit road? I mean, what's going on there? Connor Zilic is getting beat up right now. Yeah, oh my, 54 around. It's gonna be another caution. Kept it straight. How about that? So we have another caution out. Zilic got beat up really heavy on that restart. Allgaier held 4th. That was crazy timing for Jesse Love there. you know, flat tire and able to just time a caution perfectly. Ryan C running 23rd currently. Why doesn't the race audio and why does the race audio and battle cam not sync up? Well, it's all coming through the internet, so it's going to be coming in at different speeds. Even between TV providers, you have different delays. If you're watching on antenna, you have the least delay possible, and then after that's probably cable, like actual physical cable connection, and then you have your streaming platforms, YouTube TV, Hulu, and then if you have a secondary, like an even slower broadcaster like US TV now, then you have like that level of delay. And then if you're watching an illegal stream, it's probably even further. So it's just about transmission time. If you want the least delayed experience possible for your Xfinity races, you got to get an antenna. That's the best way to do it. For football games that are on ABC, I'm consistently 30 seconds ahead of my buddies that are on YouTube TV. If that was Hill that wrecked, are you an Austin Hill fan? YouTube TV should have the CW. It depends on your local area, whether or not you have a CW affiliate. But at least in my area, they do. YouTube TV should have most of your local affiliates, if not all of them. All right. We're stacking them up pretty much identically to the last restart. We just have less laps now. Good heavens. Almirola still P1, Quaffle P2. Probably going to line up on the inside again. Sam Mayer, wouldn't doubt he goes back to the high side. Well, good luck. Good luck with Carson Quaffle. I really haven't been impressed by him this year. It is, I believe, his rookie year in Xfinity. But, I just haven't really seen a lot of, like, raw speed, really. Make sure you're looking at the actual full channel list. Sometimes you may have it on, like, favorites or a custom channel list. If you have a search function, just search for the CW or whatever. All right, we're under 20 laps to go. It was a pretty wild restart that last time around. So, I mean, like I said earlier, cautions can breed cautions. So we'll see how this plays out. All right, a dog likes Kyle Busch. We'll see you. Always good to see you. Michael Turner says he hopes Hill will get eliminated this round. Smart man, Michael. Smart man having smart thoughts. All right, Carson Quaffle, good restart. Really good restart for that bottom side. Not able to stay next to him. Well, it should be just the CW. Because this race is on the CW. But if there's not a CW affiliate in your area, like at all, that would be why you're not seeing it. Yeah, I'm always surprised when people say they don't have the CW. Like, where do you live that the CW doesn't exist? I feel like most places that have a local CBS affiliate also have a CW affiliate. All right, Allgaier's fallen back to 6th. Zilic back into the top 5. Creed, the first guy on fresh tires, up to 4th. Sam Mayer closing in on Almirola. I would rather Sam Mayer win, to be honest. Side by side. The laps are winding down. Now, the more they race side by side, that may slow down the leader. Creed may be able to take advantage of these fresh tires here. Michael says his is CBS channel 22, and then CW's on 38. Since my CW network doesn't do their own news broadcast, they don't have their own news team. They just use the CBS news broadcast. So after the morning news wraps up on CBS, they switch over to the CW. So the way they do it around here is 19 is CBS, and then CW is 19.2. They don't have a separate channel designation. Yeah, Mayer's close. But did he burn it up too quickly? It is hard to make a pass when someone's running the high side. I think Almirola might have this in the bag. I don't know. How slow is this lap traffic going? They're closing in pretty quickly. That's going to block off probably the low side. Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton of movement here. Creed's moving through. So if we got a caution, then perhaps Creed would have a shot. But it seems like Mayer has used up pretty much everything he had. He was able to get alongside Almirola, and that was it. Oh, God, we're still running 6th. All right, coming to 2 laps to go. All right, white flag. Oh, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Well, honestly, if Sam Merrill hadn't have held up Sheldon Creed, probably would have got it. Probably would have got it there. How about that? How about that? We'll go over our leaderboard here in just a moment. I had to update the description. I had it wrong. Let's take a look at our leaderboard here. Eric Almirola first, Sheldon Creed second, Sam Mayer third, Carson Quaffle fourth, Connor Zillage fifth, sixth Justin Allgaier, seventh Harrison Burton, eighth Christian Eckes, ninth Jeremy Clements, and 10th Brennan Poole. Go through and look at our playoff drivers. We have Brandon Jones in 11th, Nick Sanchez 13th, Taylor Gray 14th, Austin Hill 19th. Really not a good day for Austin Hill. Nothing really went wrong. It's just they ran horribly. Ryan Sieg was having a good day, was running top 5 until his issue. Finishing the first car 1 lap down. Jesse Love also having not that great of a day, but finishing 1 lap down. And Sammy Smith, our lowest finishing playoff driver, finishing 244 laps down. Not great. Not great. There we go. That's our race. That's our race, folks. So tomorrow we have the Cup, Bristol night race. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's closer than last year. Last year was kind of depressing. We'll see how it goes. That'll do it for us, though. I may go live with something later. But, and I'm not sure if we'll be live tomorrow for the Cup race. We may go live, but I probably won't be giving it my full attention. I'm going to be watching the LSU game tomorrow. So that's where my attention will be. So if I don't see you guys tomorrow for the race, I'll catch you guys probably for the post-race coverage. Other than that, I may see you guys again at some point tonight, maybe even tomorrow before the race. I hope you guys have a good one, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.